We have seen what is mean by flowchart, and we have seen one of the example for the flowchart. After completing of the topic, next topic is differentiation of an algorithm and flowchart. What is the difference between an algorithm and flowchart? Those two are the basic building blocks of any C programming. So what is the difference between an algorithm and flowchart? We will see now. So first, I'll write one side algorithm and the other side is flowchart. So the first difference is algorithm is an step-by-step process, whereas flowchart is an diagrammatic representation. Is diagrammatic representation using different types of symbols here. So this is the first difference between the algorithm and flowchart. Whereas algorithm is a step-by-step procedure, we are using the step 1, step 2, step 3 procedure in the algorithm. Coming to the flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm by using different types of symbols. So the next one is, whereas algorithm is very complex to understand. Algorithm is very complex to understand. Why? Because we are writing each and every step in an English statement. It will be somewhat complicated to read that algorithm. So coming to an flowchart, it is very easy to represent the algorithm. Why? Because we are using the symbols in the flowchart. By using the symbol, anyone can understand easily what we are writing. So compared to the statements and compared to the algorithm, flowchart is very easy to understand. Next one is algorithm has an plain text. So plain text is nothing but English statements, means normal English statements we are writing in the algorithm. Coming to the flowchart, we are using the symbols and shapes. Different types of symbols here we are using and different types of shapes we are using in a flowchart. Next difference is algorithm is very easy to debug. What is mean by debug? Debug is an error, means after getting an error we have to rectify those errors. In an algorithm, it is very easy to debug, means if you are having any errors after writing an algorithm, we can easily rectify those errors. But coming to the flowchart, it is very hard to debug. Why we are telling it as hard to debug means we are using the symbols here. We are not using the plain text in the flowchart. So in the symbols it is very complicated to find the errors, and also it will be very complicated to debug those errors. Next one is algorithm is very difficult to construct. It is very difficult. And coming to the flowchart, it is very simple to construct. Why we are using the simple here means all the instructions and we are giving is in the form of diagrammatic format. So it is very easy for anyone to understand properly. Next one is algorithm does not follow any rules. So there is no restrictions for an algorithm to follow the particular rules. Whatever the statements, it is easy for us to understand. We are writing those statements, plain text in an algorithm. But coming to the flowchart, we have to follow the rules. Why I am telling to follow the rules means, so we have some specified symbols to represent the algorithm. So those symbols only we have to write. We should not write for one statement. We should not write any other symbol. It will be mistake and it is not understandable by the system also. So we have to follow the particular rules for an flow chart. So coming to the last one, in an algorithm we are going to follow the pseudo code. In an flowchart, we are going to follow the graphical representation. So these are the differences we are going to see in an algorithm and flowchart.